Well, welcome back to Faith and Cigars on this gloomy Sunday afternoon for me anyway, and my Niners, they're having a rough day today against the Texans of all people. Come on, Niners. But anyway, so I'm out here in my mobile cigar lounge. I'm enjoying a Perdomo. What is this? This is a sun-grown. No, this is the Habano. And so, at any rate, I just wanted to continue on my series of demystifying the cigar buying process. And so, you know, I did my Cigar 101 and talked about how to cut a cigar, just the cigar basics, and you know, stuff like that. So I want to talk about, you know, you go into your first cigar, maybe you go to your first cigar retail shop or your first cigar lounge or whatever. And I'm not talking about, you know, like the liquor store that might have a small humidor or whatever. I'm talking about, you know, an actual retail shop. And this is Beast. He likes to give kisses with his whole mouth. Okay, go back. So they'll be in there. You see in the frame right there where you see Beauty, my other dog. They're pit bulls, and they're really good dogs. Best dogs I've ever had. And I was surprised. I never thought I'd own a pit bull, but I got two of them, and they're great dogs. So Beauty and Beast. So they might pop in frame here. But anyway, so you go to the cigar lounge and, you know, our cigar retail shop, and it's got this big humidor chock full of cigars, you know, and different cigars are different colors. They got these bands, you know, or these the bands. You're like, I don't know where to begin. You know, it's kind of intimidating. Well, I'm going to give you a couple tips, and I want to kind of decode some of the things. So, first of all, don't be afraid to ask. If you go to an actual cigar lounge or an actual cigar retail store, which that's what they specialize in, so it's not like a vape shop or a liquor store that may have cigars, but it's an actual cigar lounge that specializes in this stuff. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You know, the people who own these stores, this is their passion, and they want to educate people. And so, don't be afraid to ask. And that's how I got started at my favorite cigar place in Evansville, Indiana, Cigar. I just asked questions. Ron and Neil, they were great, gave me great suggestions and educated me. And so anyway, it's been a good experience. And that's what Smoking Cigars is all about. It's about the experience, right? It's about you know, relaxing and the company, and like I'll be soon releasing a video with my friend Rob that we did again on his porch, and we were sampling bourbons and whiskeys and smoking a cigar and talking about the cigar experience and discipleship. So anyway, you go in, and you know, you're gonna observe on these boxes and on these bands words and phrases. And so the first thing I want to do is like demystify the wrapper. And I talked a little bit about this in my 101 thing, but you'll notice that there'll be some that have like a blonde color wrapper. Some wrappers are going to be brown like this. And then you're going to see other wrappers that are like a dark, almost chocolate colored, like a dark chocolate colored wrapper. And so, and generally speaking, those three colors represent strength. And so remember from our last video, we talk about the strength of a cigar. Most often you're talking about the nicotine content, but we're also talking about the flavor profile. So if it's called like a full-bodied cigar, it's gonna have a thick smoke, and it's gonna have earthy, leathery, maybe cocoa and cocoa notes and flavors. So my dog that likes to give kisses. And then, yes, look at The World Loves You. Say hi. You're making your YouTube premiere, Beast. I had to buckle them in because they jump out. They have jump out chasing rodents and vermin and stuff on the road. So anyway, in general, that's what the wrappers are for, the different color wrappers. And you might see words like natural or Corojo or shade. And that gives you a clue to the type of cigar, the strength of cigar. So if it says shade or Connecticut, that's a milder cigar. What a cigar person might say is approachable, meaning it's not going to blow your socks off. Natural or sun grown in general might be more medium bodied, and then Maduro might be. I'm going through a bumpy section. Might be, or it's going to be full bodied. It's going to be a little bit more intense. So let's break down these words. So Maduro, Spanish for ripe. So what that means is that the tobacco, especially the wrapper, is fermented longer. That's what gives it that dark color, and that also gives it a sweeter flavor notes. And so when you see someone talk about the flavor of a cigar, by the way, it doesn't mean that it actually tastes like plum or cashews or cocoa. It reminds you of that. So you got to keep that in mind. And that's part of the experience, is learning to pick up on these notes. So, and of course, some people think flavor notes is a joke. And I don't know. I mean, it seems like I really pick up flavor notes, right? So like plum and whatever, you know. So anyway, so if you see Maduro, that's going to be a stronger cigar. It's been fermented longer. And then the other thing that you're going to notice is words like Habano or Corojo. And what that means is that where cigars started, the whole fermenting tobacco, it was in Cuba. Well, they obviously, because the embargo, they took the Cuban seeds and they grow them now in other growing regions. And those are often called New World cigars, by the way. Not to be confused with AJ Fernandez's New World line of cigars, but they're called New World because they're growing in regions that could be imported into America. Okay, so Corojo and Habano refer to Cuban seed tobacco. Now, one quick tip and note is that Corojo usually is a stronger cigar. Just keep that in mind. So like if you get, if you see a cigar advertises Corojo, that's going to be on the stronger side. Okay, so you're going to see those kind of words, and then you're going to see growing regions. So you might see a cigar that's Nicaraguan, or maybe it's a 3-region cigar. So it's got a Nicaraguan wrapper, or it's got a Nicaraguan, and then a Dominican filler, and it might have an Ecuadorian wrapper, or San Andreas Mexican wrapper, or a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, whatever. So you'll see different growing regions, or countries. And in general, if you see something that's primarily Dominican, like an Arturo Fuente, that's going to be a milder cigar. That tobacco tends to be milder and sweeter. Right? And then you see Nicaraguan, which probably is the largest grower and importer of cigars, tobacco. That's going to be spicier and usually a stronger tobacco. So, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a stronger cigar, but I mean, that's generally how it is. And then there's going to be other things, and you'll learn as you go. Now, let me give you a tip. The first tip was to ask your tobacconist. The other thing is to take Google with you. So, let's say you go in there and you see a cigar and it's got like a bat for a wrapper, right? Or it's a Superfly, or it has some other really cool wrapper. And you're like, I'm really curious about that. Don't be afraid to Google about that cigar. I mean, that's how I've learned, is just Googling and searching. So, don't be afraid to do that. And then just try it. Just try a cigar. And I know it's kind of like, you're going to spend money for a cigar, and you don't want to waste, 9, 10, 11, sometimes $20 on a cigar and not like it. So this is my suggestion. If it's advertised as shade and Dominican, go with that. That may be a good opportunity to try that cigar, because that's going to be milder and going to not be quite as spicy. But maybe you like spicy. Maybe like you're into rye whiskey, and so so you like spicy and bold, strong. Well, try it. Just try it and ask your tobacconist. What's a popular cigar? What do people like? So anyway, I hope you try it. I hope you go and experience your first cigar, and then let me know. Let me know in the comments what your first cigar is, what you like, how your buying experience was. I'd love to hear about your experiences. Anyway, if you like this content, give me a like and follow. God bless you guys. And I hope you have a good weekend, and I hope the Niners can turn it around.